Beautiful Monday afternoon, despite the claims of our star intern, Austin Lind, who had predicted rain throughout the week. He was wrong, wrong, wrong. And we're excited to be here at the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. We've got a couple of interesting guests. Up first, Rich Becker from Garland Industries. Brand new company, huh?
Brand new,
here.
90 years old.
90 years old.
Thanks for having me, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. We're glad to have you. So Rhode Island has a incredibly rich history in writing instruments. And
that's true.
And there have been a host of family-owned businesses over the years, A.T. Cross being one of them, yourselves, a couple others.
Quill.
Quill?
Yeah.
Is Quill still around?
Quill is not. They sold probably about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Got moved offshore, and then they just closed shop about a year ago.
So tell the secret. I mean, A.T. Cross has gone through a million redesigns and bags and whatnots and all sorts of things. Garland Industries kind of been straight and narrow.
Just keep plugging along.
Keep plugging along. Let's talk a little bit about what's the secret to the success.
Sure. Well, it was a third-generation family business, and then I purchased it about 5 years ago. It's got a great core group of employees, and we're just dedicated to making some fine writing instruments. And they're all backed by a generational guarantee, so we stand behind the quality.
So I love a good writing instrument. Like nothing's better, nothing's worse than a crappy writing instrument.
True.
And I can say that. I'm sure you can't for purposes of your industry, but I'm happy to say it. And it's nice to have a little weight and a little touch and feel to it. And talk about, you know, how do you handle technology and development and manufacturing and all those things?
Well, it's a pretty low-tech product, so there's not a lot of...
no microsensors?
Not yet. Yeah. We're working on some stuff, but no, it's a basic technology where, you know, it's really the core materials that go into it. We use brass. We use plated metals and anodized aluminum and stainless steel on the outside.
Right.
We are working on some new designs that we've got coming up, but basically this design has been around for quite a while. It's kind of a classic design.
Absolutely. And I remember early on some of the premier pen companies started to build some you know, devices, I'll say, pens that could work with iPads and things like that. Where's that element of the industry right now?
I mean, it's still there, but a lot of those are specialized, like the iPencil and some of the things for some of the other ones. And we've stayed clear of that. We've stayed more with the traditional routes.
Yeah, they've seemed to have gone up and down and crashed and burned. And,
Ours are basically writing instruments.
Yeah, great.
So.
And then what's your, you know, who's buying you and what are they buying you for?
Well, we sell through the promotional products industry. We have distributors all through the country, Canada, Europe, and basically they have clients that they work with to provide branding and different types of promotional products, whether it be mugs, t-shirts, pens, different things to help a company brand their name and get the word out.
And you've got some cool ones here, a little Ford and et cetera.
Sure, yeah, we brought some samples here, and the thing that we have is a photographic logo that you can put on the top, which is customizable. And we can also, in this case, we've got an imprint on the barrel, multicolor if you would like it. And we can wrap almost all the way around. So if you need to do some sort of advertising or announce some new products or things like that, this is a great pen. We've also got some different ones. This is more of like a gift, corporate gift, which is plated brass. It's very nice. It has these fine etched lines on it. And again, it has the ability to put a photographic logo on the top. And you can laser engrave these as well. So if you want to put names on them.
And do you handle all that? Are you doing all the engraving, custom order?
Yes.
Yeah, great. How many folks?
We've got about 15 on staff right now.
Yeah, great. And what do you see for the future? I mean, where's Garland going to be in 5 years?
It's going to be on Wall Street. No, I mean,
we heard it here first. The
yes.
IPO. Forget Twin Rivers' announcement of going public. Garland Industries. Right. We're a little ahead.
No, we've been focusing on growing the business. We've been investing in the technology that produces the products. We've been investing on some new product ideas and things that we've got in the works. and really just getting our name back out in the street, because there were many years where there wasn't much marketing and sales efforts. So we've been re-engaging with not only the distributors themselves, but a bunch of independent reps throughout the country, really getting the word out, doing a lot of marketing programs and stuff as well. So.
You know, it's interesting. There's still a really strong, you know, we obviously we do a bunch of work with Alex and Ani and Luca and Danny, you know, kind of old school jewelry manufacturing, and you're not far, you're just first cousins to that world.
Right, yeah, actually we use a lot of the same suppliers.
Yeah, a lot of the same suppliers, and there's still a remarkably talented manufacturing workforce in Rhode Island. Is that kind of been part of the key to be able to sustain the business?
Sure. I mean, a lot of our suppliers are platers or anodizers or even metalwork places and polishers. And that's all really left over from the jewelry industry. So there still are some suppliers that we use in the Rhode Island area. So we try to stay local as much as we can.
Great. You took over 5 years ago. What's been the biggest challenge?
I guess learning the business.
or do you want to put them in some order?
Well, there's always challenges with any business, but the promotional industry, which is something that I was not familiar with, it's a little unique.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so there's rules and things that you have to live by. And but there's been so many people that have been very helpful in you know, training me, as you say. And,
yeah.
And then just really, you know, learning our suppliers and our capabilities and really who our market is and trying to build marketing messages for that. And so it's been an education.
Without naming them, who's your favorite customer? Unless you want to name them, feel free to, but I don't want to pry any proprietary.
We have a variety of customers that order on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And obviously those are the ones that know the product. The orders flow through very easily, and they're buying frequently. A lot of them are tied with, say, military, ex-military, municipalities, unions, big businesses and things. So we've got a lot of customers like that.
How's Rhode Island been as an environment? You know, I mean, this past week, National Grid just filed for a horrific increase in the rate, 19% or something.
Yeah.
It seems like every week National Grid's got a 19%. And, you know, that's one of the knocks. Rhode Island has a mix of outcomes in some of these business rankings. How do you find Rhode Island as an environment?
I mean, overall, I've had some success with working with the state. There's been a lot of programs that I've been able to take advantage of with the state's assistance, whether it be in hiring new employees and getting them trained, or even some like pay assistance. As you're bringing in new employees into the workforce, they realize that they're not fully up to speed, so they'll help offset some of the cost of some of those initial expenses. Worked with some training grants through the Department of Labor, some other initiatives that have been very helpful. And we had a team of independent contractors come in and do an evaluation of the business and give me some help and some steering.
Was that CIC? Was that those folks?
No, it was, I'm drawing a blank. It was involved with the I'm drawing a blank now.
Yeah. Did that help? A number of folks who've been in on this segment have talked about, you know, they had a big idea, but it really helped to have some expertise come in and help them shape it into a sustainable business model. I mean, you were an experienced business person before you purchased Garland Industries. What was it, though, that helped you to be able to kind of see a business strategy to take this to, A, sustain it, and B, take it to the next level?
Well, a lot of the help that's available are all experienced business people, but they come at it from different angles. Like you might have someone that's a marketing specialist, somebody else that's great in operations, somebody else that's more in finance. And when you gather them all into one room, it just sort of helps brainstorm some different strategies, as well as, you know, nobody has all the answers.
Right.
So it's good to bounce ideas off people. So that was very helpful for me.
And you know, when you said to folks, "I'm going to go buy a pen company" 5 years ago, what was their reaction?
I thought I was nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've been in manufacturing for quite a while, and I'd gotten into some consulting work, and I really missed making things.
Yeah.
So I was looking around for doing something in manufacturing, and this came available, so I took a chance.
That's great.
Yeah.
We've talked a little bit about some of the challenges. What has been the biggest surprise? Like, I never, in a million years, ever expected blank.
Well, one of the things I think is that we've been very fortunate in that people are always willing to help you get to your goals and,
Yeah.
and to really assist you and make you successful and not ask for anything in return, which I just found very refreshing. I mean, I think that's, you know, I hope to be able to give back at some point too, and I just think that for small entrepreneurs, it's great to have something like that to help you grow. So.
That's great. You work with Commerce. What program did you work with Commerce on?
A bunch of different ones. We did a loan assistance program through BDC.
Yeah, Business Development Corporation.
Yeah.
Is that Peter Dorsey over
Yeah,
there?
Peter and Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karen Shield. And that was great because we needed a little bit of capital to do some expansion, whether it be some marketing efforts we were trying to do trade booth and catalogs and stuff, as well as some new equipment that we brought into the factory to help the process, and even with some product development stuff. So that was very helpful to be able to get that. And they made it so easy to be able to do that.
That's great. Where are we going to see you a year from now? What's a big initiative coming out end of 18 into 19? We want to break some news here. We're a news organization. You're starving us.
Big initiative. Well, we've got some things on the horizon that it's a little too early to...
You don't want to tell your
It's a little too early to tell because it's kind of a high-risk type thing. So if it comes through, then it's going to be pretty cool.
All right. Can you announce it on GoLocal Live? Can I get a promise from you on that?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. So you heard it here. If we read it anywhere else...
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, Rich is in big trouble.
Right.
Listen, this is one of my favorite parts of this of my job because we're very pro entrepreneurs, right? Nobody tells you that it's a good idea. You know, I had a previous business that I was very successful at, and I told friends and colleagues and business friends that I wanted to give it up could just see what was coming down the pike, that newspapers and other legacy media would fade away, and they all looked at me like, you're going to compete with the Providence Journal that has a newsroom of 120 people, and how are you going to do this? And it's all going to be digital, and people are going to, And Facebook had just started. We started 8 years ago, so Facebook's just a little bit older. And you're going to distribute it how and et cetera. And, blind squirrel once in a while finds a nut. So, we really appreciate it. And small businesses in Rhode Island are totally the backbone. There's about 34,000 real small businesses that, that's what drives the economy in the state. We are not a big business state. We have very, very few large employers. In the state. So congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate
Kudos on the reckless abandon to good judgment and going forward and buying the company and putting together 15 people getting a job and a paycheck every week. And,
I enjoy every minute of it.
Keep us up to date when you launch a new product, when you do something big and bold, let us know.
Okay.
And we'll be glad to get the word out and help you in future endeavors.
Sounds great.
Rich Becker, thanks so much.
Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
We'll be right back in just a minute with next up. We're going to another part of the state and a totally different industry. We'll be right back.